PhLo here. About to get started. Let me check my levels. That looks pretty high. Testing. That's better, I think. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick woodworking stream. Don't have a lot of time, so I have a couple hours or so, maybe 3 at the most, but more like 2.5. Try to finish at least the 4 doors for this thing I've been working on. That's probably all I'll have time for, if I even can do that. It's weird. So apparently, at the moment, my remote control isn't working, so I have to do it manually. Okay. Make sure my audio is working. It is at the moment. So I tried that external microphone last time and it sucked. Like the sound quality is actually good, but if it's not close to me, like right here, it sounds terrible, like worse than anything. So worse than anything is not acceptable. I could actually use that same microphone and strap it right here, but and then it would sound great, I think. But I don't really have a place to strap it to unless I'm wearing my backpack, so it's kind of a pain. So for those that haven't watched this before, if you're joining for the first time, this is meant to be a whatchamacallit. I guess a cabinet. I don't know what else to call it. That's what I've been calling it. Cart. I guess a cart's probably a good name for it. Basically just a place where I put firewood. So this is kind of actually a little bit of a demo. Except normally I'd have like big cuts of wood, big rounds, wedges, whatever, but it's not really cold enough to start big fires yet, so I've just been using these little branches. So it was actually pretty cold last night for the first time, so I built a fire and I just threw those in there real quick. Made a mess. And I have this tarp over the top, and that'll probably continue to be there until I figure out some kind of weather sealing or proofing for this cart. So there's a couple things left to do. All I'm gonna do today probably is finish these doors. If I can even do that. It's amazing how long this stuff takes. I feel like I should get a lot more done, and then I don't. I thought I had more of these, but apparently I don't have. I would need 16 to do all of these, which I might buy more eventually. But I guess I have enough to do the front doors. Originally I was just gonna plank in the back, but the back is the same as this, where it has this gap here, which is just perfect for these panels to fill. So I think I might do the same thing on the back, and since I'm gonna do that, I may as well make them hinge open also. That's the way I see it. So they'll have doors on both sides. It doesn't really need doors on both sides, but if I'm gonna fill that gap anyway, I may as well put hinges on it. That's the way I think about it. So that's what I'll do, I think. I still haven't figured out what material I'll cover these with, and the back and sides. I have no idea. I can use cedar planks, which is kind of what I'm leaning toward, but I don't have enough, so I have to go buy more, I guess, which is the only annoying part. Let's see which side looks the best. Oh, definitely that other side. I didn't even check that, but it looks like I got lucky. There's no printing on this side, and with this one with the printing. Of course, I could sand all of that off or paint it, whatever, but I don't really have it in mind to paint this right now, so I'll put these plates on this side, and that'll be the side that's facing inward, so you won't really see any of that. Probably really only need to put them on 2 corners, but I mean, it'd be ideal to do all 4. Just thinking I might save some of these because I don't have enough of all 4, but if I did 2 corners, I would have enough. All right. I think that should make these pretty strong. I mean, stronger than they really have to be, because I'm also going to put some kind of sheet or planks here, which will really stiffen it up. Trying this new phone wristband thing that I got, because the one I used to have was junk, but I'm not really loving this thing. But that way I can keep chat with me instead of having that little tripod that I have to carry around. Tripod works fine too, but this way it's right on me. Okay, so I guess the other thing is I didn't really have to worry too much about how those plates look, because, or the printing rather, because I'm going to essentially cover that up with whatever sheets. I honestly think it would look cool to do like a 45-degree angle, but that would produce more waste in the board, so I don't think I'll do that. I'm actually quite pleased with how this fits. I think it is actually perfect, but it's so close that I'm a little bit concerned it might hang up on that edge. It doesn't currently, but maybe over time it might sag or something, but I think it's actually perfect, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna go get some hinges. I'll be right back. I think I need to get some screws too. I can't remember if I think I bought some new screws, but I also have some left, like a third of a box. I don't remember if I left it on the table or it's in here somewhere. Here it is. Hinges. The heavy-duty door hinges. It's overkill, but I don't want to use something that's insufficient. Rather use something that's stronger than necessary than the other way around. I don't really care too much about matching these, but try to match each pair. But these are all used, so I bought them at a store of like used building materials. So they don't necessarily match. I tried to get pairs when I was there. Let's see, I don't know if I need washers. It doesn't look like it. We're good. I could wait, or actually one thing I was thinking to do is, does it matter if I put the planks on now? I don't think it really matters. I could do either way. It seems like it'd be easier to do it now. The other thing I was debating on is if I put cedar planks here, do I care if this has cedar on it or just leave that open like that? It's something I have to decide. I think it would be okay to leave it open. I think it would look fine. Let me go get the cedar planks. I'm probably going to have to sand them down, possibly anyway. They're very rough and splintery. I actually kind of like the look of them being rough cut, but I'll just have to assess whether I think they're so rough that just like, you know, walking by or handling this thing is going to give you slivers or splinters, and that would not be fun. Now is the time to decide, because it'll be a lot harder to sand them down once they're put together. I was sort of hoping this would be quite a fast project, but it should have been kind of fast, but I've been having some mental health issues. I haven't really been able to work on things. I like the rough cut look, I really do, but I'm afraid that it's going to give people splinters. And the other issue is, I'm guessing my mom will want to paint this, in which case I probably don't need to sand these down, because I think Even with that kind of rough fibrous texture, if you paint it, it would seal all those little splinters in. And it actually would probably, the paint would stick better with the texture anyway. Testing, testing. Okay, my microphone went out. I don't know how long it's been out, but I haven't really been saying anything important, but it's super annoying that it does that arbitrarily. Really hate it. Don't know if this will change if I use the router or chisel, if it'll change how it fits. Probably a little bit. Hopefully it's not enough to affect the outcome. Could use some kind of shim in there because I don't want it to be too tight, otherwise it won't be able to close properly, I think. That's how my brain is thinking. So let's find some use. Testing, testing. Okay, it's working. Alright, I think if I didn't think of this, I'm only guessing, I don't know. I think if I didn't put these shims in there, when I try to close it, it would sort of angle out just a little bit. It's going to angle out a little bit anyway because these boards are not straight. Unfortunately, just warped. Like most cheap 2x4s, they're not perfectly straight. But these shims in there, it's going to be difficult. Okay, I guess that'll work. Yeah, this top is very warped. It's unfortunate. I haven't decided how I'm going to make it close, but I could do something like one of those, I don't know what they're called, those things you see in public restrooms where it has a little cylinder thing that locks in there. I might do that just to compensate for that annoying issue. You get one for the top and the bottom, but especially the top because it's so warped there. But that's fitting pretty good. All right, so the reason I wanted to put those hinges on first is I need to figure out where those are gonna be so I can cut out with the router or chisel the depth either from these boards here or from the cedar planks, one or the other. Maybe easier, well, not necessarily easier, but maybe better to do it on the cedar planks. It's possible I might be able to just screw them straight over those hinges, but I was just thinking the width of those, or I mean the thickness of those hinges might sort of disrupt how this board goes on, but maybe it'll be not noticeable and I don't have to care about it really. That's probably true. It's not that important. Okay, so I think I'm good. Yeah. I can probably just screw those right over the hinges and I don't think it'll matter too much. And if I decide to, I can always router out the little area for the hinge. So I need to figure out how tall this is. About 44 centimeters. I'll go with that. No idea how many of these it'll take. I guess I could figure that out pretty easily. Should probably figure that out before I cut them because I might decide to do something interesting with the remainder because it's very unlikely it'll be an exact number of boards. So we got 77.5. And each one is, I don't know if these are even all the same. Might be a little variation. It's about 14. 77.5 divided by 14 is not an even number. I mean, I guess it's pretty close. I might be able to just space them out just a tiny bit and make that perfect. That's probably what I'll do. So 77.5 divided by 14 equals, shoot, I don't know why I was thinking it was maybe an even multiple. So it's basically 5.5 boards. Okay. Oh, it's too bad it's not an even number. That would be awesome. I mean, not an even number, even multiple, whatever. A whole number. For 78. I don't know what I or I don't know, 77 and a half. What? I'm confused. I guess it's almost a perfect square. Is that, did I know that? I don't remember realizing that before. 77 and 3/4. And this way it's, yeah, it's like a perfect square. 77 and 3/4. I don't know what, I thought I saw 44 before. I was apparently not measuring correctly. I probably had it measuring from the long side, the big numbers down to the smaller thing. Okay, so 77 and a half is what I want to cut these at. Or 77 and 3/4, whatever, doesn't matter. You don't have to be exact in this particular instance. I guess I'll go 77 and 3/4. A little bit of tolerance because of the curvature of the boards down there. 77 3/4. Let's just check that one more time. Yep. It's good. 77 and 3/4. Cut them all that way. Systems I'm meeting there. So there's a spring underneath there or something. Weird. I don't remember it feeling that. I think since it's really close to half of one of these, I'm going to cut it exactly in half, which annoyingly means I have to go get my table saw. Oh well. Hope these all turn out to be the same. Might cut all the boards the same anyway, even if they're not the same. Meaning all four doors, they could possibly have different heights. But I think the heights will be the same, the widths might be a little different to make them fit. The height should be the same. Okay, that should be all I need for this one. Except that I have to cut one of those boards down the middle. Man, it's so warped. It's crazy. Wonder if I get one of those little slide locker things, if I put that on there, if leaving it under tension for months or many days or hours, whatever, will sort of straighten it, or if it'll always push out like that. Probably it'll always push out, unfortunately, but oh well. That's definitely the right kind of lock for this. That was one of those sliding barrel locks. It'll be out a little bit farther because of the cedar panels, so I'll have to put a shim under the lock over here, I guess. Unless I decide to put a cedar panel on these, but I don't think I will. I'm going to start out with it without it on there and see what it looks like. I think it'll look fine without covering those, but we'll see. I don't have enough cedar boards for all this, so I'm trying to conserve. Plus, I think it will look kind of interesting to have frames that are a little different. Wonder if I could just like warp it under pressure and have it kind of stay in position. I don't know, probably take a lot of pressure and it might snap the board or something. Okay. Oh, I was gonna sand these, just the edges so they're not splintery. All right. Definitely not going to finish this today. Wow, this is taking forever. Plus I got a crazy late start, so 0 chance of that. So now I have to decide, I'm going to have to cut one of these down the middle. Where do I want that half piece to be? On this side here or over there? I don't know. Doesn't necessarily matter. Oh, actually, that side has the hinges on it. Let me think if that would affect my decision. I think I'll put the half over there. I don't know if it really matters, but instinctively it seems like the right thing to do. Go check my microphone since it's apparently deciding to mute itself randomly. Testing. Okay, good. We're still working. Okay, so I'm gonna hope that these boards are, rectangles. They're not like trapezoids. Trusting that at least that is the case, because I'm not gonna, check whether this is vertical. I'm just gonna line it up with the side and hope for the best. Let's see, I think these are the right length for this. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Hope I don't hit the screws under there. I don't think there are any right here. Okay, that's enough to hold it in place. I don't know how many more screws I'll put in, maybe just a couple along the edge there. I guess since this is an external facing thing, I mean, I don't really care that much, but it would look a little bit nicer if I put them in a consistent space. At a consistent spacing. Actually, this board and the one on the other side are the only ones that'll have these screws because there's nothing to screw in here, obviously. I don't know if eventually I might choose to put something in the middle, like across this way, or at an angle. It would make the door stronger, but I feel like the door isn't very heavy and it's not very huge, so I don't think it's gonna sag over time, especially with these boards holding it in place. No, I really don't think it will, but who knows. I think I'll go without any kind of gaps. Just put them as tight together as I can. Shoot. No idea what just happened there. I guess I should be pre-drilling these holes. I didn't really think it would be necessary, but that one kind of split there, and so I pulled it out, so I guess I need to put a clamp like where that is. I don't know. I really don't know why. That's weird. don't really want to pre-drill these, but if it's going to split like that, I probably should. I think cedar is pretty fragile wood, so that's why it's happening. Hopefully 2 screws is enough. I could put 4 on each side if I want, but I think it'll stay okay. Okay, I need to lock these wheels. Oh, I didn't get locking wheels for this. I guess it's not really necessary for any purpose that I am using this for, but I forgot that I didn't get locking wheels. So they're just free rolling. Okay. Forgot about that. I usually only buy locking wheels, so I'm kind of surprised. I guess for this I thought, well, yeah, I think I got these at Harbor Freight and they were just cheap, so I got the non-locking ones. This only matters while I'm building this, where it's kind of annoying, but once it's finished it won't matter. I could put something behind the wheels or just deal with it. I'll probably just deal with it. crazy how long this stuff takes. I don't get it. I don't think I'm necessarily going crazy slow. It's just a long process. I know I'm not the fastest worker because I like to do a good job and not just fast, sloppy stuff, but just takes a long time, longer than I expected. Interestingly, it's exactly enough to cover the gap right where the edge of this board is. Surprise. That also tells me that this half of this won't be quite wide enough to cover this. I might leave it a little bit short over here. Just a slight bit, quarter inch or something. Hopefully that half of one of them is not like too stupid looking. I think it'll be okay. looks like they stayed vertical, so in other words, I didn't have to like, move them one way or the other to keep them vertical, because sometimes if you just line up using its own self, if your basis for measurement isn't perfectly straight, you might start straight and then like angle out as you get farther along, but looks pretty stinking straight over here, so I didn't have to adjust it as I went. It's lining up with the edge of this board visually quite perfectly. Okay, so I am gonna see what 1/2 width will look like where that's gonna land. It's gonna land like, there'll be like almost like a 1/2 inch that's not covered over here. If I do that. Maybe just for visual sake, I'll cut it right at the edge of the hinge here. It's annoying because that means I can't use the other half of this for anything really. So that's kind of wasted. That's why I was hoping I could cut exactly in half, because then half could be used here, then one could be used on the other one. I'm kind of tempted to still do just exactly half. Whatever it looks like, it won't look quite as nice. But that way I can use the full amount of board possible. That's why I was thinking if I put a tiny gap with some kind of shim in between each of these, then it would push that out enough so that the half would be fully covering here. But I didn't do that, and I didn't really want to have visual gaps between. I figured may as well just make it totally covering. There is tiny gaps because these boards aren't perfectly straight, but it's pretty insignificant. I think because of trying to save boards, that's the only real reason I'm going to try cutting this in half and hoping it looks okay. Obviously it would look better if it came all the way to the edge. I hate wasting boards, so I'll try it. Hopefully it looks okay. If it doesn't, then I've wasted this board and I can always cut another one. It's not the end of the world. Just trying to be as efficient as possible. So I'm gonna have to get my table saw. Thankfully this table is so huge I can easily put my table saw here. I don't have to swap out my other saw. Testing, testing. So my mic was muted probably for like an hour, but nobody watches my streams anyway, so it doesn't matter. I don't usually say things that are that important, and you kind of see what I'm doing, so. But it is annoying. Let's see. I don't know where I put that bag of stuff. It's got to be out in the shop because I don't see it in here. Be right back. Gotta go look for those screws. No idea. It's weird. Pretty sure I bought a box of screws. Actually, no, I know I did. Because I bought a box of the longer screws too, because I was getting pretty low on them. Oh, so they gotta be around. I just don't know where they are. If I can't find them, I'll just end the thread and figure it out before tomorrow. I don't like wasting a bunch of time on my stream looking for stuff. This is stupid annoying. So it's getting late anyway. It's getting dark, so I can't be out much longer anyway. So they've got to be inside somewhere. Unless I left them like in here, but I don't think so. No. It's bizarre. Whole bag or something, box or bag of stuff just disappeared. Hope I didn't leave it at the store. I mean, that is possible. Oh, I know. I think I know. I don't know where it is, but I bought a bucket, and everything's in the bucket, so it's probably out. Shop. Getting old, losing stuff, forgetting stuff. It's super annoying. Don't enjoy it. All right, find the bucket, find everything else. It's weird. I just had a flashlight in my hand. Oh, there it is. It's like, where in the world did I put that? Okay. One step closer to a mystery solved. Totally forgot I bought a bucket. Wasn't looking for a bucket, I was looking for a bag of stuff. So I should be able to find it. If I can find that bucket. It is possible that I left that bucket at the store. That would be so garbage. Because I don't remember what all I bought, but Just a few little things, and if I don't have it, it would suck so bad. I've done that before. Oh, here it is. Thank goodness. Actually, I only did that once. It was years ago. Bought some stuff, left it on the counter. Crazy. Had to go back. Okay. Forgot about all this. I bought some screws and stuff too. I mean, some nuts and bolts to attach a motor to a frame. Okay. Oh, that was interesting. Let's see. Of course, they always tape these up so you can't open them. Oh, I can't believe how time flies when I'm doing this. I don't feel like I'm going insanely slow or anything, but like the amount of stuff that I get done in the amount of time that I have feels like I'm going slow when I think about the time. Okay. It's like I had 2 hours, 2.5 hours to stream, and all I did is just, I don't know, I guess I did it. I did okay at the time I had. It just blew by. Okay, that is basically all I was planning to do. I mean, obviously I would have done more if I had a bunch of time, but just wanted to get that on. It opens just fine, closes fine. Just has the warp in it, so we'll almost definitely get some of those barrel locks to try to solve that a little bit. Otherwise, that's it. I wish I could have gotten those 2 done. I was envisioning getting all 4 doors done, but I guess that was unrealistic. How little time I had. But it's mainly because I spent so much time cutting and sanding these cedar boards. And now that I have those other ones sanded, it won't take quite as long next time. But anyway, that's why I didn't get as much done as I had hoped. But it's all right. That's how it always is. I'm always surprised at how long it takes to do everything. But we got 2 doors on. 1.5. We're done. So I'm gonna head out Worst stream ever because my stupid microphone is malfunctioning. I don't think it's my microphone or my phone. I think it's the Video Ninja is unreliable. I don't want to pass the blame, but it doesn't have good connection recovery. Something goes out to lunch, and my Wi-Fi is powerful. Like I should have about 100 megabits right here where I'm standing. In fact, let me do a test to confirm that. I don't really know. I've never. I don't remember when I tested that last. Speed test. Yeah, I got 140 megabits right here. Right here. So there's no excuse for the connection dropping. 123 down, 140 up. So both ways, perfect connection. As good as you can get. So it's definitely not the connection. Phone is nothing wrong with that. So it's got to be something in video.ninja where it just doesn't maintain a connection, or if it loses it for a billionth of a second, it doesn't come back. It's like, okay, see ya. It just drops the handshake or whatever. Doesn't try to reconnect. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's very irritating. But it is what it is. All right, so I'm going to head out. Thanks for joining me if anyone is lurking. I will see you all next time.